Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well and you are loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you my esteemed subscribers. You are loved, celebrated and appreciated. So I want to take you back to some things, all right? They are as important, so we talk about them. Now, when you look at history, you discover that there are, when you check the pictures, some of these icons that is used in Christendom, you discover that they are white, all right? They're European in the physique and everything is European. But when you go back to the history of that icon, you begin to see melanated pictures. You begin to see black people. Okay, this was initially black, and later on it was changed to white because there are videos. The video didn't circulate as it should circulate because of course they're going to suppress that kind of video that shows where the Europeans were seated, where then they were repainting some of these pictures from black to white. So this is how we got white pictures spread across the globe of significant people in our history as a people. I don't want to say religion or Christianity or whatever. I want to say our history as a people because it is our history that they are messing with. They are messing with our history. And that's what takes me to history itself. Now, history, everything you know about history, okay, less than 90% of what you know about history is a lie. And that's why it is history. History. Not your story. So it's high time we begin to talk about our stories ourselves. We say our stories, we tell our stories, how it is, how it affects us, how we understand best. This is where we get the right information for ourselves as the African people, as the melanated people worldwide, Your Majesties. And that's why you see that sometimes we were like, we are not going to rest until we get to the truth of some things and bring it out to light, Your Majesties. Now, the term itself, like I said, history is history. So it can't be your story. You have to discover your story. And the term itself, mystery, is my story. Because people like us, the term is controversial, mysterious people. I am mysterious because I'm telling my story. And so it will sound odd to your ears. And of course, you will not be happy because I am telling my story how it is. So mystery is my story. So it becomes a mystery to whoever it is because it's not their story. So they will never understand. And that is it. So there are lots of things that I believe that we can delve into. We can rediscover. We can go back and begin to see ourselves for who we are. So back to the images. I never digress anyway because it's still part of what we're discussing. Now, like I said, you discover that the further you go, the more you start excavating, you discover that a lot of things are not what they seem to be. A lot of things are not what they've told you it is. And that's why they always tell you not to go back, because when you go back, you discover the lie. You figure it out. And when a lot of people begin to figure it out, they will be out of business. So of course, they're going to give you reasons why you shouldn't try going back into history. Why are these pictures of melanated people? Why are these pictures of black people the original picture? When you talk about the Madonna, oh Majesties, that was a melanated picture initially. When they took that description, they took that inscription, it was melanated. And it was even our story. It was our story. They manipulated it, fixed it here and there, polish it a bit, and add in some stories and make it a legit story. So it is so difficult for you to really figure out because it is truth mixed with lies. Or lies mixed with truth, because more than 50% is a lie. So it's a lie mixed with the truth. And that's why it's very hard to like, okay, no, I'm not going to do this. This is how they got us. This is how they got hold of us. I want to show you some things and then we continue discussing, Your Majesties.
In the book Russian Icons by Father Vladimir Ivanov, recently rediscovered, we find the most interesting collection of Christian icons. It is of high interest for two reasons. Number one, it depicts the various Christian icons as black. And number two, this is not found in Western Europe, but well in Eastern Europe and Russia. This means that black people were venerated as deities from Spain to France, Italy, Germany, and all the way to Russia. In sum, all over Europe. There are at least 500 black Madonnas in Europe, not counting the ones hidden in the Vatican, 128 in France alone. And you need to remember that these icons survived multiple waves of iconoclasm. This means that in the past, they would have been ubiquitous throughout Europe, before the great artists like Michelangelo and Leonardo were commissioned to start painting the classic Europeanized face of Jesus that we know today. So then, as always, if we ask the critical questions, if the mainstream historical narrative is true, and that black people have never achieved anything of note in history, why then were they depicted and venerated all over Europe? Even more intriguing, what were black people doing in so many depictions, descriptions, sculptures, and plays in Europe at all? For those who have been listening, it is simply because they were present in such numbers, and it yielded such influence that even the planned erasure and systematic destruction of the icon survived from Western Europe to Eastern Europe, from Germany to Italy.
Oh, Majesties, it's been our story all the while. It's been your story all the while. It's about your people all the while. So I would want us to begin some series about how most of these things started. It's going to be a heavy one, and if you're not someone who is spiritually enlightened, you might not like what I would be doing from now on this channel. I want to prepare your mind, because we are not joking here. We are going to get into that whole truth to everything, because the story of creation you know of, something is wrong with it. The story of the world, something is wrong with it. How the world runs, something is wrong with it, because the right thing is not what is put out there for you. Most of this is about you. Because you are the original, you are the first, you are the one who was one with the source. It's not bringing down some other races, Your Majesties. Yes, they existed a long time as well, but not as long as you did existed, as your ancestors did existed. Something happened that brought to their own appearance on this planet Earth, but not as the way you were brought here. These are things that very soon we'll be going into, and like I say, I might lose a lot of followers. You might be one of those who would go away because you'll be like, this is off. But those who are enlightened, like I say, it's not for the faint-hearted. All right? It's not for those who are still children when it comes to spirituality. Because when we talk about these things, it's not whether you're 70 years, you know, about whether you're 60, 70, 80. You might be 100 and you still have your spirituality level is that of a 20-year-old child. Yes. And this is where we have crybabies everywhere who want to fight for their God, that have eyes and have hands and have legs, that cannot fight for themselves, but use them to fight for them. A lot have been hidden, and that's why you see these images are melanated. Why are these images melanated? I'll say that again. Is because the story was originally your story. It was my story. When we say they came into Egypt and stole ideas, stole everything and make up religions, Abraham was not practicing any religion. It was a way of life. He was just living his life according to whichever inspiration, whichever conversation he has with his creator. He never said it is religion, so people should start. No. There are people that sat down and then decided, okay, this was a great man, and to do anything attributed to him, it will be something that will be very lucrative for us. We have a lot of people under our beck and call, at our beck and call. We have a lot of people under us, and it will be a great source of manipulation. Mind you, it's manipulation and all these things is not something that is young. It's as old as the creation of the world. It was among the gods. All right. So it's not something that is new. So we'll be like, oh, how did people get to conceive that? Your Majesties. So this is it. But they try their best to hide this thing for a long time. Everywhere you go to today, you see melanated people kneeling before a white image, praying and hitting their head before a white image. And then when you tell them, this is not the right image, they tell you it's not true. Image does not matter. Image does not matter. Then why did you wear the type of clothes that you wear if image does not matter? If the physique does not matter? And this is how we are always being conquered, because we think this is not important. It is as important. Because whoever invented anything, and we divert our attention to that thing invented, we are not just giving power to that thing invented. We are giving power to the life force behind that thing. And that is the person who created it. That's the life force. That's the life. Alright? That created that particular thing that you see. So every praise, adoration, and everything you give to that particular picture of that thing that was created is going to the person who created that thing. And so the person who created that thing become a god and keep growing, keep excelling, becomes invincible like invincible. And you are there, getting so lower. And most of the times you don't ask questions. There is a lot though. You think the world is just the way it is. You wake up, you go to look for money, 9 to 5, everyday life. You go today, you wake up, blah, 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 you come back. Tomorrow the same thing, go, blah, 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 you come back. There's a lot going on. And you are either directly or indirectly used by some life force, by some forces to actualize their dreams. So you are living the life of someone, or you are living so that someone can succeed. And so they tell you, be fruitful and multiply, keep giving birth to the children. They wouldn't help you to ascend. They wouldn't help you to discover yourself, but they tell you, the Bible says, be fruitful and multiply, because they want machineries. They want you to keep giving birth to people who are not enlightened as you. You are not enlightened. You give birth to a child who is not enlightened. You're not making any effort. That child will become like you. And so that child will be a machinery for those who have given you that idea to be fruitful and multiply. So you are fruitful and you're multiplying. Your energy and consciousness is diverted to the person who is the life force of that idea. The one who told you to be fruitful and multiply. That person becomes your God. That person keeps ruling over you. Like I say, and I'll keep saying it, the God of the Bible, the God of the Quran, the God of the Torah is not the God, is not the creator of the universe. Take it or leave it, do your research. I'm going to see you, Your Majesties, in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always, Your Majesties. I hope I never digressed. Bye.